What is going on, guys? So yesterday we saw the return of the CTE. Along with that, we're seeing some new weapon variants being tested out right now in the testing environment, so that was definitely really exciting to see yesterday. However, though, it only has returned for the PC side, so it's left players on the other two platforms, such as myself, who plays on Xbox, curious on what exactly was going on here. So earlier today, we had Jeff Braddock, our North American community manager, leave a post on the CTE Reddit page entailing what the future of the CTE would look like. So I'm going to read off some brief statements for you guys to give you guys what the explanation is on why we haven't seen the CTE return for all the other platforms. Recently, we had announced a hiatus for Battlefield 1 community test environment. As we move forward, we will be reactivating the Battlefield 1 CTE for PC only. In fact, starting on March 13th, all PC players will be able to update their community test environment to test out this month's round of fixes, tweaks, and improvements. Going forward, CTE will only be available on PC, with the Battlefield 1 CTE for PS4 and Xbox One coming to a graceful end. Now, he would give a reason why they are shutting down the CTE for PS4 and Xbox One. He gave out a little bit of that reasoning a little bit further down this post, where he said, "You might be asking yourselves, why is the EA shutting down the console CTE clients? We are always striving for parity across platforms, but need to focus our CTE efforts on PC at the moment. But we do have some exciting news coming soon for both PC and console players." So that is some pretty interesting news that we have for us here. Now, that was a little bit vague. Basically, the reason that they gave here was to focus on the CTE efforts on the PC at the moment. But from a little bit of the background of the history behind the CTE coming to the two other platforms on BF1, there is what they have to go through, which is the agreements that Sony and Xbox have. So I can imagine that plays a part of it. I can also imagine having to deal with 3 platforms at the same time, when they had made mention yesterday that it's only a small group that's working on the CTE as of right now. So I think the first post I saw on the Reddit page from people in the Battlefield community, I think really summarized it pretty well. An individual named by Bleeding Uranium posted and said, "This is understandable. I'm disappointed I won't be able to test firsthand, but with all the planned DLCs released and the CTE team, I imagine being quite small now, it's a lot to expect 3 versions of every build, the headaches of triple certification, and so forth." So yeah, that would basically summarize what I would be thinking as well too. You know, it's a smaller team that's working on it now. Originally, when the CTE first came out, it was just for the PC side, so it's easier for them to kind of manage that, I assume. And you don't have to go through the certifications through what Xbox and Sony you have to kind of deal with on that end. So yeah, definitely probably would make it a bit easier for them, and if it allows them to keep bringing out more content for us, I mean, I can't really complain about that. So now, what he goes on to say though in his post, he does ask if it's safe to uninstall the CTE from your system. So I'm on Xbox, you may be on PS4, and that question does get replied from DICE that says, "Good question, it is safe to uninstall the console CTE." So that's something that at least you can look on the bright side about, is you have a little bit more room on your box to maybe add into another game of some sort. So it is safe to say we can uninstall the CTE. Now, it is interesting to see what they talked about in Braddock's post, what will be coming next for us, and he did give us 2 points to look at. I'll go and read through both of these. As he said, that any content that will be deployed on the BF1 CTE PC client will be for development feedback purposes and is not guaranteed to be released. Though content feedback will be based on PC, any changes that resulted from these learnings will be applied to all platforms, including PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So I think the first point is a little interesting, as basically saying that it's not guaranteed we're going to see a release here. So that is kind of interesting to see. I'm not quite sure what DICE will be doing here in regards to their monthly updates for us, if they plan on giving out new stuff, or maybe just leaning more onto maybe more community missions for monthly updates. Yet to be kind of known yet. We're kind of in uncharted territories right now. But for the most part, it seems like they are just kind of giving a little bit of a warning just in case they put something on the CTE that would be, you know, not balanced or just wouldn't work in the retail version of the game, that they would possibly shut it down and it wouldn't show up on the retail version of Battlefield 1. Now, the good thing is we will, of course, be seeing this all show up for all the platforms as it does get approved for the CTE, so we definitely still have some pretty good solid confirmation that as long as everything goes to plan, we should be seeing new content going through the CTE and making it back onto the retail version of Battlefield 1. So there is some good upside to this, and even though I am bummed that the CTE is down for my platform, it is good to know that it is still up, and hopefully we'll be seeing some new content coming to Battlefield 1. But that's basically it for you guys today. Want to give you guys a quick summary on what is going on with the CTE. I talked about this yesterday, wasn't really quite sure what was going on for the two other platforms, but now we have some more clarity for us today. But that's it for you guys today. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I will catch you guys again later.